Welcome aboard the Washington State Ferries. The following message is an important safety announcement.
On our first episode of Kanpai Kitchen, we got challenged to make mochi, which is something we've never done before. So we're here on the Seattle Ferry on our way to Lucky of Luckies, a mochi making festival that they're going to be holding on Bainbridge Island today. So let's go see how the experts make it and see what we can do in our own kitchen when we're all done. One of the best parts about being a Kanpai cook in the Seattle area is that even on the ferries you can get yourself a nice local Pike IPA. Kanpai.
Push and squeeze. Ready? Go!
So we're here at Mochi Tsuki and we're pounding mochi outside, and this is Shoichi, the guy that's been leading the whole thing. Now, you didn't start out doing this with the group. You joined later, correct?
Yeah.
What brought you out here originally?
First came about 15 years ago. 15? Yeah, because I came here in America, so after the Christmas, New Year, oh my God, in Japan, culture is mochi pounded and the New Year.
Right.
I saw, Bainbridge has a mochi pounded. I came here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, start.
Now, do you have a history making mochi? Because you look like a natural up there. Or do your family make mochi?
Yeah.
Okay.
I make Mochi Tsuki, mochi pounded 60 years.
60 years,
Yeah,
okay.
60 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so the reason we're here is I do Kanpai Kitchen, so I get drunk while I cook. And my viewers wanted me to make mochi. So is there a way for me to make mochi in the kitchen?
Oh, do you have a mochi machine?
Nope.
No. So it's easy. The first you make buy the sweet rice.
Okay.
And one night and soaking the rice and one night stay, and next day and you steam the rice.
Okay.
And after you steam the rice and maybe bowl.
Okay.
And
just smack. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep it warm?
Yeah, keep
okay.
warm and quickly.
All right. Now the most important question, because with Kanpai Kitchen, Kanpai, we're drinking the whole time. What do I drink while I make mochi?
Sake.
Sake.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm excited to see if we can get some pounded in. All right.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you very much for meeting me. This is an important part of the mochi making process. It's gotta be. Because if you don't do this, you can't eat it.
All right, so you're gonna work this into a flat little circle.
Now, is there just a specific technique I should be wielding, or?
You just wanna keep it like all the same thickness.
Should I flip it like a pizza? Like I'm.
All right, so you ready to fold it?
Yes, I think.
So I'm gonna show you, and then you can go ahead and try it. So you're gonna pull, and then fold in, and then you're gonna pull and fold around here.
Okay.
And you're gonna do that, work that all the way around. And if you had a filling, this is when you would put the filling in, but we're just making a plain mochi today.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Cool.
So now you can kind of, good job, pinch it and get it stick together. You can flip it over in your hand, and the goal, you can make it into a square, circle, triangle,
Square,
whatever
circle,
you
triangle,
want.
all right.
And you're beautiful. So that is ready to eat.
Cool.
Yeah, and very sticky.
Throw it in my Mayoto Zenzai dumpling or something.
Oh wow, already. That looks good.
Yeah. Now I gotta figure out how to do this at home. All right, so we're back in the kitchen, and now it's time to get making some mochi. So just like Shoichi said, we're having us some sake as we make some mochi. Kanpai. So what I've already done is I have picked up at our local Wajimaya some sweet rice. And what I've done is I have polished and rinsed that 3 times and put it in my rice cooker, because I don't have time to let it soak overnight. So we're using the zojirushi set to the sweet mode. And we'll see if that comes out in the consistency we want. Use the instructions on the back of the package, 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. So let's see how it is. So already I'm noticing that's a very sticky, very moist type of rice. Very, you know, there's like a high gluteniness to it. You can see it's already kind of squishy.
No.
Tastes pretty good. Yeah. Since we don't have a big uso or the big stone to pound it in, and we don't have big mallets, we're gonna do a few things. We got our wood bowl lined with some plastic wrap, and it is warm. I had some warm water in it so that it's nice and hot at this point. I've got a towel in between it and my countertop because countertops like this are just gonna suck the heat away. And one thing they said was that it was very important to keep it warm. I'm gonna have a little bowl here that's gonna have some hot water that I'm gonna splash on it anytime it gets a little too sticky. And my mallet stand-in is a meat tenderizer. So let's get going, because he said it would take me about 45 minutes doing it solo to get this done. Alright, so first, I'm gonna start out with just like a nice little nibble, you know, a nice little like half cup or so coming off there, just in case something goes horribly wrong and we end up not being able to do this correctly. I don't want to be wasting a ton of rice. And our first step is to sort of grind the rice so that all of it's sort of a little more pasty already. So let's get going. Use some water to make sure that your mallet device doesn't stick. Oh no.
It's already sticking.
Oh no. Oh no.
This is bad.
This isn't working already. Abandoned plastic.
Abandoned ship.
Abandoned plastic.
Get that rice in the bowl.
Alrighty. So I think I'm getting it. I've been grinding it for a while. There's very little of the rice that's still left intact. So now we're going to move into a little bit more of the fun part. We're moving into the pound part. So we're just going to start whacking it. And what that's going to do is that's going to break it up and just continue activating the gluten. And it's just going to just have a fun time. I can't start this yet.
Ah, you're right. We have not been focused on the kanpai.
Kanpai.
Mmm.
My hand can barely hold the cup because it's been grinding this whole time.
Are you having fun yet?
I am having fun! I feel like a little kid. So we've been mashing it for a while now, and it's getting a lot smoother, and I think that's really what we're looking to do here. I can still feel some granules in there, so we're gonna keep on pounding and see what we come away with.
I think it deserves a kanpai.
Oh, you're right. You're right!
It deserves a kanpai. We've gotten so much closer.
Kanpai!
Kanpai, kitten.
Alright, so now I've got a nice smooth consistency. It's not quite as tacky as I was hoping. However, that's just going to take more time and more pounding. So let's see what happens when we try to actually throw some of the sweet rice flour on our pan and form up some balls. Alright, so wet fingers probably would have been a better idea. But we're here now, so let's get our little mochi flour on it. Alright, so now we've got us a nice little ball of mochi here. There was quite the stickiness to it still, so it took quite a bit more of the mochiko than I was expecting to try to get it so that I could actually handle it. Now that I can handle it though, we can sort of portion it off into some different little balls. So we will, getting sticky again, you see how easy that is? Take a nice little ball, it's nice and sticky, give it a little bit of powder, and then what we're going to do with this guy is make it nice and, oh no! Oh! Unstick, you demon! Make this guy a nice little round ball, or a disc shape. So there's our disc guy. We're gonna get us another little bit, about a 1-inch little ball. Gonna roll that guy, keep him, I want that guy to be a nice little spherical ball.
2 of them, yeah?
Yeah, we're gonna do 2 of those. So I'm gonna grab another little bit here, just kind of section it off, twist it off, hit the powder because it's sticky, and then roll it around till you get your nice little mochi ball. So I've got 2 little mochi balls and 1 little mochi flat. This guy's gonna get filled with red bean. Then this one we're gonna rub in kinako powder, and then this one we're gonna put in a Myoto Zenzai. Now that we've got those formed, I think I've earned another one. Kanpai. Kinako powder and red bean. Now we prefer the chunky red bean. This is also called onko paste. And this is it's an interesting flavor. It's got a bit of a graininess to it that like my parents don't enjoy. However, I find the sweet but not overly sweet flavor to be just perfect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna spoon off little rounds of this, put it in the middle of our little dumpling mochis, and see how it tastes.
Oh.
So you can kind of see the chunks of the red bean in there. So, really easy to handle. It's been chilling this whole time. So, we'll put this little guy right in the middle. Now, in order to get the dumpling to stay closed, when you grab it, you've got to really stretch it to get that stickiness exposed again. Grab it, and then stretch it to get that stickiness exposed. Grab it, stretch it, and stretch.
Ooh,
And then we're just gonna pinch them together like a little wonton. So we're left with a nice little ball of mochi.
delicious.
Delicious! We'll find out.
Maybe.
Now for the kinako. So kinako is a roasted soybean flour. And what we simply do is going to put this guy into a tiny bowl. And then we'll take our dumpling, kind of work it so it'll have some stickiness to it, and drop it in.
Oh, it smells really good.
Kind of has like a peanut butter smell to it, but like
I think it's delicious.
a little more roasty.
Mmm. Wow.
So, that guy. So the last one we're going to put together is called Myoto Zenzai. So using the same red beans, we're going to mix this 50-50 with water and heat it up.
Almost. Release. Sweet release.
That release deserves a kanpai. Kanpai. Alright, so we have this at about 50-50 water to red bean paste. We're going to stir it up. It's hot water, so it's sort of melting a lot of the sugars into a nice little syrup.
And we don't put sugar in it, do we, Blaine?
No sugar. The red beans are going to be sweet enough as they are. Then, for ourselves, this is important, Myoto Zenzai always comes in 2 bowls. I don't care how much you made, I don't care how big your bowls are, you always make 2 bowls. So Myoto Zenzai is made for couples, and couples to share. That's why you have 2 bowls, and that's why each bowl only gets 1 of our little mochi balls. It also looks like opie. And that's how you make mochi. You cook some sweet rice, you throw it in a pan, you smack it till your arms hurt, you roll it in some rice flour until it's got the form you like, and then you put some flavors on it. Or, you go to the store and you buy some pre-made mochi, heat it up, and roll it into little balls, and you're all done. We just needed to deal with the full experience, so thank you for the challenge of trying to make mochi, and let's find out how we did.
Kind of nervous.
Yeah.
That's not so bad. That's what we made. It has that same
It's got the flavor.
the flavors
Yeah.
are great. A gooey consistency. Granted, it's not super smooth. Sorry, babe.
Could use a little more grinding next time. Really pound down all the little...
But you know what? I'm still eating it. It's still sweet and still delicious.
Yeah, tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
Now for some kinako powder. Now, Katey is much more of a fan of this than I am.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
So far, that's my favorite. Just because it tastes, like Blaine said, a little bit like peanut butter, but it's got like how coffee has that roasted flavor to it. It's got that roasted nuttiness. So
Yeah.
good.
And it almost covers up the fact that it's grainy because it's covered in powder. So you
Maybe
can't tell that I didn't pound it enough because it's covered in kinako powder. So that works out. And last but not least, opie zenzai.
Where's my spoon?
Oh, here, you can have this spoon. I grab this one.
Eat it with my hands.
Alright, so try to get a little piece of the mochi. Little mochi, little red bean.
Oh. So you guys can see it. Yes. Mmm.
Mm.
Mmm. You guys, if you've never had Myoto Zenzai, this is warm, but I do prefer it cold. But this is seriously so sweet and delicious. I mean, yeah, incredibly sweet, but it's just sweet enough. It's like syrupy bean flavor. I don't know how to describe it. It's so good.
It's an adult kind of sweet, like dark chocolate, where it's just like, it's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. And the mochi gives it a little bit of like extra goo texture to the center of it.
In case of all this other gooey moistness, the mochi just absorbs all of that and becomes extra gooey. It's really good.
I think I earned it. Kanpai! Thanks so much for suggesting that I make some mochi. I think I did okay. You know, we could have done it a little bit better if we had taken a lot more time to complete it. You know, really grind out every single one of those kernels. But yeah, you do with what you do, right? Maybe if you have a mortar and pestle, it'll work a lot easier if you do it that way. I've also seen a recipe where you put it in a stand mixer and just beat it the whole time. So that could be another option for somebody.
Really good.
Anyway, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. We've got plenty more Kanpai Kitchen planned. If you have an idea for what you want me to cook next, let's keep it Japanese themed. I'll give it a shot and maybe I'll move it to the front of my schedule. Kanpai.
Kanpai, you guys. Cheers.